Hi everyone. In the last video, I talked to you about how the access to information you have or the information you have access to is a determinant of how far you could go or what you have access to. And that is very true. Now, have you ever noticed that there are some people that seem to be in the know about the right things at the right time? By the way, if you've not watched the last video, you can click on this link and go watch it there. Now, there are some people that seem to know about all the right things at the right time. They land the best opportunities, they make smart decisions. They seem to have inside track on everything from career moves to personal growth. Often, the secret sauce isn't just about being smart or lucky, it's about being part of the right communities. You see, the community you belong to can play a critical role in bridging the gap between you and the information that can change your life. Being part of a community is more than just having people around you. It's about connecting with a network that shares valuable insight, experiences, and resources. A good community is like an information hub where knowledge is constantly exchanged and everyone benefits. Now, imagine you're trying to build a house without instructions or tools. Now, imagine being in a community of builders who share this blueprint with you. The difference is like night and day. Now, the same goes to every aspect of life. Whether you're aiming to advance in your career, you want to start a business, you want to grow personally, the right community can provide the information, the support, and the opportunities you need to succeed. Now, one of the biggest benefits of being in the right community is learning from the experiences of others. And please, emphasis the right community. Let's say you want to transition from a new career field or into a new career field. If you're part of a community that includes professional in that field, you can gain valuable insight. I'm going to give you an example of myself. I was trying to really land a role in project or program management, and I joined the Project Management Um, Institute membership. I became a member, but I didn't stop there. I joined my own chapter, the San Francisco Bay Area chapter. I joined that community, and then I joined their mentorship track. You can't believe the kind of information and kind of the quality of people I had access to. It was like the world blew open before my eyes. They began to point me to places and resources and challenge my brain, case analysis, this is how it works. This is, as funny as on my resume, I wasn't putting my city and my zip code because I was a little bit indifferent about where I wanted to work. As simple as not putting my zip code was limiting me to the kind of opportunities I want. And I wanted, and I found that out from being in the community. I found valuable things that if I had not joined the community, I wouldn't have known. Now, I'm going to go further, talk about community. By the way, that community was actually paid, but let's talk about payment later. Now, many opportunities are never advertised publicly and they're usually shared with trusted communities. Some people just don't know how to talk. Not like they don't want to tell you, but it's just not in their nerves. They know something, but they can't say unless you ask them. So you literally have to ask them to bring it out of them. So whether it's job opening, investment opportunities, being in the right community means you might hear about these things before anyone, and early access can give you significant advantage. Some people are even just tired or bored of ref, refining and rechecking, reviewing stuff, so they just go to their community. Do you have someone that is this? Please, can you send the person my way? And then they're good. A typical example of a community I joined before I came to the United States was a Karika community, which was going to be an intentional community for some women trying to make power moves and all. In as much as I wasn't sure what I expected when I joined that community, I joined them and then we're introducing ourselves. And found women who were also in the Bay Area or in California as I was coming. I was coming to the Bay Area, I was coming to California. Now, there were two of them that were actually around here, and it was so phenomenal. One of them, when I got here, I didn't know any Nigerian store. I'm not big with food. I was selecting food. She went to a store, she bought food stuff for me, and she brought them to me, um, cabin, rice, beans, granuts. I could not believe it. And then she showed me stuff, do it like this, do it like this. Oh, it's not about the certification. You have to know the skill, showed me ropes and all of that. And that was very helpful. Another one, I eventually met her. She was so helpful. She even gave me a business to be able to do side jobs and all. How? From that community. They didn't know me anywhere else aside that community. Um, from that community as well, I was able to get Financial Jennifer to come speak in our community as well, talk about partnerships, talk about quality. That's Karika community. It was paid, but you see, that's the power of community. When I also needed to do something for my son, I needed to do some financial transactions that were kind of huge. I just put it in the community in the night. By the time I woke up, if you see the messages I had, in less than 24 hours, everything was sorted and pulled through, you know. And my son was here, you see. That's the power of community. When I was also for my son's visa interview, I wasn't around and I was a little bit skeptical. Would they answer him? Who will go with him? Somebody go with him, I'd written the embassy. They said nobody can come with him. If anybody comes, they're going to turn him back. I sent an email. They sent me back. I called them. They kind of even, how Nigerians that are on customer care, I was so shocked. I'm like, is this no US embassy? Can't you people be nice? And so I was a little bit scared. Then I put it in the community and I'm like, hey, I'm scared. Oh. And then someone just reaches out to me and she's like, no, I've done this before for my sister. Let me reach out to her and see what you need. And she told me some things that I didn't even think that I needed, but I needed in that my file. And I put it and my son went and he was granted. And I can go on and on and on about the benefits of community and how these people have helped me just being in that one community. And trust me, it's not like I'm very consistent like that in groups. Sometimes I have to run away. I'm so busy, but I come back. Sometimes I just go there. But that is community. And that community was actually paid for. In communities, you often have guides, people that might have been where you want to go and they're willing to guide you. And this guide, I'm trying not to call it mentorship, can be very valuable in helping you navigate your path no matter what stage you are in business. These people, they kind of have, you'll be shocked at what people know. You think you know, you think they don't know, but they actually do know. Communities can also introduce you to ideas and perspective that you will not encounter otherwise. Now, it's one thing to have a community or to join a community. It's another thing to engage actively when you're in a community. You have to be intentional about how you want to show up and what you want to be remembered of, remembered about. Because these days most communities are formed online, so you have people from all over the world. So when they say introduce yourself in a memorable way, at an intentional time, and be very particular about it. Engage actively, share your experience, ask questions, contribute when you can. The more involved you are, the more you will gain from the collective knowledge of the group, and people would have you at the back of your mind. Being part of the right community unlocks valuable information and opportunities to you. Now, in as much as there are so many communities that are free, um there are very few free communities that you kind of get value in, is what I've noticed. Sometimes you really have to pay for value. And when people pay for things, sometimes they are very serious. If the community is free, you want to see what are the check and balances that they actually put to keep people accountable. So people are not just silent and see, don't just, they say join, just go and join the group. What should I expect from here? What is going to happen? How often? What is required of me? I was in a community, in an intentional goal setting community, and so if you do not share your wins for a week, maybe 3 weeks in a row, or you do not share your goals for that month or that quarter, they will remove you. And before you join again, you have to pay again. And sometimes you share your goal and somebody just say, oh, this one, you can just do it like this, and they just take it off your list. Oh, I want to get so sponsor. So I know the founder of so and so, and before you know it, you just kick in. So that's the power of communities. And communities are in several ways. For me, I've talked about communities in terms of work, but also I've been a beneficiary of community, religious community in church. Church has been very, very helpful to me. And even when I got here, my son wasn't here. Before bringing my son, after bringing my son, and I am forever grateful to church community. Also, my African community, they look out for you. They're there. You want to have people looking out for you. You can't be in silos, and you can't just allow things to just happen on you. You want to be intentional. What are they saying in this community? How does it benefit me? Now, in wrapping up this conversation, now, because I always say this, which I'm trying to, I look forward to the day where I don't have to say it anymore. That there are times when I have to heal from being with people. Um, I'm very melancholy, choleric. It's so weird. with me, and but I'm also very introverted. However, I can be extroverted when I want. So people most times do not even believe I'm very introverted, but I can be very introverted. And so when with people for too long, I get strained, I get drained. Not drained just in my mind, but physically tired, physically drained. That's what being with people usually feels like for me most times. And so when I've gone out for most hangouts in a day, maybe you take me out for 4 5 hours, I come back and the next 2 days I'm trying to recover. And so at the end of the day, I feel it's not worth it. So why should I even go out in the first place if the next 2 days I'm not able to do some work because my brain is not calibrating and I'm not myself. It doesn't make any sense. But you see, there's this is who I am, and there is this is who I need to be to really access what it is I can access, or this is who I need to be to actually actualize the vision that I am called to actualize. I woke up one day and I realized, Excellence, you keep saying I'm an introvert. I don't want to be around people. I'm just trying. How long will you continue saying that? And I made up my mind that this video is going to be the last place I'm going to say I need to heal from being with people, because it's actually a confession. And I have to stop saying that. I had to ask myself, Excellence, how long will you continue to say that? How long will you continue to say that? The woman God is calling you to be, you call yourself the global excellence. You call yourself a solution to nations. And you're saying you don't want to be around people. How? Tell me. Make it make sense. Excellence, make it make sense. Who do you need to become to actually step into global opportunities and global rooms and speak for leaders? Speak for generations. You have to be bold. Are you using you're an introvert as an excuse for being timid? Like, tell yourself the truth. I had to have conversations with myself because I had to ask myself, who do I need to become? And so intentionally, my colleagues are having, for example, today they are having they had this hangout on a normal, I will not go. I'll say I will go, but I will not go. Guess what? I went there, I even went twice. I went to my mom first and I brought them back and I went again. Because I had to tell myself, Excellence, you have to go. It wasn't convenient, but I went and I had to go. Because I was like, I have a meeting. After the meeting, I have to record and I have to send email to the Tech Career community. I have to do this, I have to record that course, I have to do that, I have to do like I had 1,000,001 reasons not to. But I said no, I was gonna go. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna show up. I had to reach out to the person I had a meeting with earlier, and I'm like, please, can we move the meeting by an hour? And he's like, oh, okay, sure. Okay, please come an hour later because I have to be here. And he was like, oh, thank you. It even helped me finish what I'm doing before I come. Imagine I was even like, I'm sorry, I have to shift the time. I'm sorry, it's last minute, I'm shifting the time, but there's this thing I really have to go. But he was even happy that I was shifting the time. Do you see? And then I reached out to other people that was supposed to tell me that, please, I have to shift the time because I have to go. And everybody was like, oh, thank you, thank you. It's even perfect. Where you have chosen, what you have chosen is perfect. Imagine if I didn't take that move. And then I went there and I had so much fun. And I had these pictures and videos that I couldn't have had. And like, these guys have all of these things and I never attend. Excellence, don't do that to yourself. And so began to I went on Eventbrite and Loom. I'm like, please, what event is happening? Which one can I register? If it's free, I can. If it's maybe a few cents, or like, okay, I can try. Is it valuable? And I try to show up. I don't just show up. I dress myself properly, and then I pitch. I prepare my pitch. My pitch. When they say pitch, people think it's only business. How do you want them to see you? Who do you want them to remember when you talk to them? What do you want to? How do you want to introduce yourself? So I prepared that ahead of time. So don't work in silos. There's so much you can do alone, but there's really so much more that you can do with other people around you. I hope you found this valuable and I hope you find the right community. Currently, the Techie Train community is closed. I wish this video came out it before it closes. It opens in February and July each year, so you can come back in February and join. I'll put a link in the caption if you want to join. I hope you found this valuable. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bye for now. Bye bye.